after 22 years in power and left the country. He was seen boarding a plane in the capital Banjul. Jammeh lost December's presidential poll to President Adama Barrow, but refused to recognise the result. Well, Nicholas Hack joins us live from Dakar in neighbouring Senegal. So, Nicholas, what finally persuaded him to go?
Lauren, I can hear there, but Yaya Jammeh is headed towards Guinea-Conakry right now, which is a neighboring country, but we hear that there's a plane that was sent to the Ghanaian capital from Equatorial Guinea, so perhaps he won't be spending the night in Guinea, but will be traveling directly to Malabo. Equatorial Guinea, as we know, is not a member of the International Criminal Court, the ICC. One of the issues during the elections, between December 1st and the week after, December 1st, he conceded defeat, and a week later he changed his mind, was the opposition said that perhaps Jammeh and members of the security forces may be prosecuted for crimes committed under his 22-year rule. Of course, human rights organizations say that he and the security forces have used torture on prisoners, have used enforced disappearance and extrajudicial killings. And perhaps the reason why there was this whole crisis until he left just a few hours ago is the whole issue of him being prosecuted or not. So whether he goes to if he goes to Equatorial Guinea, it would be a significant signal that was his fear. Prosecution was his fear. Now that we know that it's not just Yaya Jammeh that left, it's obviously family members, but also close members of the security forces that have also left the country. All of them obviously fear prosecution. Now that he has left, what's going to happen to Gambia? Well, the ECOWAS forces, the 7,000 troops that had come into the country to put pressure on Yaya Jammeh, I was told by the Senegal military spokesperson that they have retreated, they have gone back to the Senegal border, and they're still on standby to ensure that there is stability in the next few hours until Adama Barrow, the president-elect who is here in Senegal, makes it back to Banjul, to the capital, where he will take charge as the commander-in-chief. But what was interesting, what we saw in the hours before Yaya Jammeh arrived, was people waiting, trying to find out whether he would leave or not. Because in his speech last night, Lauren, when he addressed the nation, he said that he was stepping down, but never did he say that he was going to leave. So really, he left people waiting until the last minute. So over the course of the day, we saw a cortege of cars, of limousine being sent to the airport, and all his belongings being boarded onto one plane, and then he boarded on another plane with his wife and the president of Guinea, and went to Conakry, where he is right now. Lauren?
And now that he has left, what's the reaction been? You mentioned that people had been waiting for this, didn't know what to expect. What's the reaction been to him actually finally going?
Well, at the airport, there were some of his supporters. We saw soldiers crying. We saw mothers weeping. There was only 20,000 votes that separated himself with Adama Barrow. But online, the reaction over the course of the day was immediate. We saw people we were following this WhatsApp group called Gambia Democracy, and a lot of people posting an anonymous posting showing their support to Adama Barrow. And throughout the day, we saw the faces behind those people who mounted this support for Barrow. And it was an incredible scene to see. There were pictures of a sweeper in London putting his thumbs up. There were a banker in Dubai, a Gambian banker. There was a woman in a cubicle in Washington, D.C. working, a Gambian worker. All these people who remained anonymous throughout, now speaking out, showing themselves publicly, no longer afraid of Yaya Jammeh, and waiting for Adama Barrow to return to Gambia. Lauren?
Nicholas Hack, thank you very much indeed.